What's up, you guys? Slim here with a new video today. We're here to do an opening of the Lair of Darkness structure deck and talk about what I like about this deck. This is the newest structure deck that just came out. There's been a lot of hype behind it. The main reason is because this new field spell, Lair of Darkness, is absolutely insane, and it's going to definitely make an impact on the meta. We just did have YCS Memphis take place, and none of the Lair of Darkness decks did top, but there was a couple that went like X3, so they came really close at the end of day 2. They just didn't, make the top cut. And if you guys have been paying attention to videos on YouTube, you'll see that there was one Lair of Darkness Infernoid deck that actually got 3rd place at an event. So the deck is definitely starting to see play, even though it's just been released. And I think players are just trying to figure out what's the best strategy to use with this deck. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to crack this open, just go over the cards that are in it. I'm going to talk about what I really like about it. I feel like this is actually one of the better structure decks that's come out in a while. Some of the reprints are actually really good in this too, as you guys will see when we get into it. But things I want to talk about. So mostly the first thing people are going to talk about is the Infernoid build, and that's actually going to be something I'm going to be profiling here on this channel. I feel like that's like really important because that's definitely going to be a deck people are going to try. You guys already know it comes with the little the mat and the rule book. Read the rule book if you don't know rulings. I think people to this day still need to read the rule book because they don't understand how basics work, but we're just going to crack it open and see what we get. You guys already know that when it comes to these structure decks, they've gotten a lot better over the years. They've made it to where they're like more playable. They're more, more suited to better you as a player instead of just giving you like really random cards that they would like in the old days. Now, granted, some of the reprints in here, some of the cards in here are not that good, but we're going to talk about like the main cards that are in this deck. So we're going to start with Lilith. Of course, Lilith is one of the main cards people were talking about. If it's normal summon, it just goes from a 2,000 attack to a 1,000 attack. You're able to tribute a dark monster, reveal 3 normal trap cards from your deck. Your opponent randomly chooses one for you to set on the field, and you shuffle the rest back into your deck. So basically with the Lair of Darkness field, you just tribute one of your opponent's monsters, they all become dark, then you can basically search your viruses and then you set one to the field, so it's pretty cool. Then we got the Big Daddy himself, Darkest Diablos, Lord of the Lair. Basically says your opponent cannot tribute this face-up card on the field and cannot target it with card effects. You can only use each effect of this guy once per turn, and it's if a dark monster you control is tributed, except during the damage step. You can special summon this card from the graveyard if it was there when you tributed, or hand even if not. The other effect is you can tribute one dark monster. Your opponent tribute one dark monster. Your opponent places one card from their hand on either the top or bottom of their deck. That effect's pretty cool. What's interesting is that in some of the builds they're not really playing this guy. I think it's because they're still trying to figure out, what's the best way to make this card work, make it the most beneficial. But this card's pretty cool. Like it's a big beater. It's able to do a lot of things, and I like its effect of being able to take away cards from your opponent's hand and put them at the top or bottom of their deck. So basically, they're dead drawing or they're losing a card in hand. So pretty cool. And then, of course, one of the main cards is, I guess it's a Rima. This card is basically used to search Lair of Darkness. Then you contribute one dark monster, draw one card. Or if you tribute a dark monster other than this card have its effect, you can add one dark monster with 2,000 attack or more defense from your deck to your hand. Instead, you can only use this effect once per turn. This card is mostly used to search Lair of Darkness, like I already said. One of the builds that did top the, I believe it was an Ireland regional, or I don't know what it was exactly. I'd have to link it down below if you guys want to see the profile. He was just playing 3 of these and then just 3 Lair of Darkness. He didn't play the big guy. He didn't play Lilith. He just played this. This field spell is absolutely insane. This is the reason to get the deck, you guys. So if you guys don't know what this is Lair of Darkness. This is the new field spell, and it reads like this. It's all face-up monsters on the field become dark. Once per turn, if you attribute a monster you control to activate a card effect, you contribute one dark monster your opponent controls, even though you do not control it. That's insane. That means the minute you put this card on the field, all monsters become dark, and then you contribute your opponent's monsters, which is nuts. Once per turn during the end phase, you special summon as many torment tokens. Those are the little tokens as possible to this turn player's field in defense position, up to the number of monsters tributed this turn when this card is face up. So basically you produce tokens, and yeah. This card is absolutely nuts, so this is the reason to definitely buy the deck. These 2 cards alone were the 2 main cards that people were using, search the field and use it. It's really good. And then the other thing is Grinning Grave Virus. This one's okay. You tribute one dark monster, 3,000 or less attack. Your opponent destroys one card of their choice in their hand or deck for every 500 attack that monster had on the field. If you tributed with 2,000 or more attack to this effect, look at all cards your opponent draws until the end of their 3rd turn. After this card's activation, destroy all monsters among them. Among them, cards destroyed and sent to the grave with this card effect cannot activate their own effects at that same time. I don't know if this card will see play, but it's pretty cool for the fact that you're able to just, destroy your opponent's hand, deck, whatever, and then none of the effects in grave trigger. So that's actually good because if you were to send Burning Abyss or any of the cards that go to the graveyard or anything that triggers in the grave, it would activate. So this card's pretty cool. I don't think it'll see main deck play though, just being honest. Of course, shout out to Duel Links. Still a thing. Yeah. Anyways, we're going to go through what's in here. We've got, what is it? Dark Shade of Sinister Shadow Lords, Diablo's King of Abyss, Lich, Lord King of the Underworld. These are just a lot of like different zombie and dragon and fiend type monsters. Prometheus, back in the day, this card was really cool. Archfiend Emperor, the First Lord of Horror. This card's okay. Like I think they use this in like different builds of. I saw it in Dark Worlds. I even saw it in Infernities at one point. Chaos and Mega Monarch. That was actually a pretty cool reprint. This Monarch was actually pretty hard to get back in the day when Monarchs were running rampant. This card was just really good because it could banish multiple cards. I really like this card in Monarchs for sure. For back in the day, Legendary Maju Garzet. This card's pretty cool. All you do is it becomes the combined attack of the tributed monsters. You could use this in Heretics and then just have really big beat stick monsters, make rank 8s, etc. Vanity's Fiend, another really cool reprint. You guys already know, neither player can special summon. This was used in Monarchs and Dark Lords because it was just good. You'd stick your field, then you'd slap on a Vanity's Fiend, and that'd be game. Got Mist Archfiend. Some of these cards I've never even seen, but they're pretty cool. Like I said, you got zombies, fiends, and dragons pretty much in this deck, so that's how they work. You've got the Infernal Dragon. Pretty cool. Archfiend, Cavalry. Just, other cards and stuff. Stygian Street Patrol, a card that was used heavily in Infernities. This just would copy effects. Really, really good. Then Phantom of Chaos. This is actually one of my favorite cards. You're able to copy JD with it, or any monster in the graveyard, summon it. Its effects become one of the cards in graveyard, so this card's pretty cool. I think a lot of people underestimate this card. This card was really cool back in the day, and even see some random play. I know Johnny plays it randomly in his Lightsworn deck. We got Plague Wolf. Fiendish Rhino Warrior, which I think is a pretty cool reprint, especially for Burning Abyss players. Granted, that card was only a rare, but sometimes it was like just a little pesky card to find. You didn't want to have to buy packs to pull it. Getting it as a single kind of sucks if the store didn't have it. And of course, there's the super reprint, which is really nice. But if you're not trying to, look for those, or it's a hard time to find them, at least you can guarantee yourself a copy in the structure deck here. And then Curry Bandit, another really good reprint. This card was amazing when it came out in, I believe it was the original Battle of Legends or something like that, Dragons, something. But this card was nuts. Excavate the top 5, add a spell or trap, pretty good. Then Tour Guide from the Underworld, man, how the mighty have fallen. I remember when you were $200 and you were secret rare and you were amazing. Tour Guide's still used in Burning Abyss, and I think people even use it in a pure build of this, but at 1, sorry bae, you're a common now. It kind of sucks. I mean, there was a battle pack version that was pretty close, but now this is like the ultimate common. Absolute King Blackjack, this card's pretty cool. It saw play in the 60 card Paleo deck. Just being able to manipulate the cards on top of your deck and being able to use the effect to get traps and set them was cool. And then Relin Karibo. So that's it for all the monsters that came in the structure deck. Like I said, not a lot of these will probably be used, but except the main ones that I mentioned, and we'll talk about that more towards the end of the video. For spells, we got Recurring Nightmare, Allure of Darkness, good reprint. Hand Destruction. Here's one of the best reprints. Foolish Burial Goods. This is insane they reprinted this. This was actually a really hard card to get. I'm not even joking. Like, for all the Spiral players that had it, this card was just really good, and you can use this in other decks, so I really like this card a lot. I like the fact that it's finally, like super mass produced, where you're guaranteed to get it. Then you got Boogie Trap, Fires of Doomsday. This was used back in the day. It's pretty crazy. Veil of Darkness. That's it for all the spells. There's not a lot of spells in this deck. The traps are where it's pretty cool. We've got Eroded Crush Card Virus. Why did you get eroded? Why? Deck Devastation Virus, one of my personal favorites, along with Eradicator Epidemic Virus, and of course Full Force Virus. So these are the 4 viruses that the deck comes with. I think it's pretty cool they reprinted them all. And these are your options you have when playing the pure build using the Lilith effect. So you do have the option to use these on your opponent. I feel the best ones right now are definitely Eradicator, and I guess Deck Devastation's alright. Full Force is crazy, you guys already know. Johnny used it with Cosmos, and it was just really good. But yeah, I think it's cool they reprinted all these. Now they're easy to get. We'll see if Eradicator ever comes back to more than 1, but card was nuts. Being able to call spells or traps and blow out your opponent before they even get to play is crazy. Then you've got Dark Light, Trap of Darkness, Mind Crush, another good reprint. There's a lot of Mind Crush around, but it's good to just have it if you don't have it already. Rise to Full Height, we use this as a combo card with Omega to where your opponent can never get a battle phase. It was pretty cool. Curse of Darkness, people tried using this during spellbook format because every time you activate a spell you get burned to death, so you had to be careful or else you could just burn yourself out in a couple turns. So yeah, decent reprint. And Sinister Yurishiru, and of course the Torment token that you summon with the field spell. So my overall thoughts, I think this deck is really cool. I think like the main thing people need to acknowledge though is that you are buying this deck for these cards right here. Now, you have the option of buying the deck or you have the option of trying to get these single. The reason why I think it's better to just buy the deck is because it's guaranteed. I feel like people are going to overhype these cards and they're going to try to they're going to really try to screw you over when it comes to buying them. I feel like these are the main cards you want to get. I'm going to be profiling, like I said, Infernoid Lairs. I want to, I'm working with a couple people to figure out a good solid build to profile for you guys. I think the fact that these two just work so well together is crazy. I know the build that my brother Sam profiled during the YCS. I believe it played these. I believe it played, it might have played all four of these. I could be wrong. I'd have to double check. But very cool that, this is a new structure deck. There's been a lot of hype behind it. Overall, I like it a lot. I think like for the $10 you spend, you're getting a lot for it. Granted, you want to play the deck. You're going to have to buy 3. That's a $30 investment. But I feel like these are cards that aren't going to be reprinted anytime soon. So it's best that you pick these up now. I think like once people start to see how good this engine is in other decks, they'll really begin to pick up on it. And yeah, overall, I like the deck. I think it's great. I think these structure decks are getting better and better, and I feel that now we have another structure deck that produces an engine that many decks will be able to use. So yeah, it'll be really interesting to see what comes forth from this. So yeah, that's all I got to say, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the opening and my overall thoughts on the deck. Let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are on the Lair of Darkness structure deck. Do you like it? Do you not like it? Let me know what builds you'd like to see here besides the Infernoid Lair deck. If you want to see a pure build, also let me know. I'll be working on that, and I'll definitely be bringing you guys more content in the future. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.